I guess that's what I'm gonna call myself for a minute. uh, my journey really started with watching the stars. First it was astrology, because astronomy in its measurement and in its ability to create wasn't being done down here anymore. And astrology was all we had. When I first woke up, when I first woke up, I had to plant earth immediately. I was a doomsday seed, is what they had me categorized as. I guess within the government. I don't know. I'm still watching my body getting pulled out of different buildings and all these different things over the years, because my family and me were always, I've been in isolation. I've been in isolation my whole existence down here. Even if you met me or whatever else, it wasn't, I don't know, I'm still trying to figure out. Mostly dimensional, and mostly in the past couple of years, because we had created the astronomy and it had linked in to very old astronomy that had been created, which is why we've been holding this kite. If you go to astro.com, and in the far right, up at the very top in the blue, it'll have, I think it starts with Mercury, has like 4 planet symbols, and if you click on that, it'll show you where all the degrees are right now, and then if you go at the very bottom, it'll show you the chart. And we've been holding this kite, good golly, Miss Molly, for probably about a week, which I've never seen done before. The astronomy is a time portal, and it for the human race, for you, it measures and it creates. And we did that together as a collective for the first time. I'm hearing 10,000 years. But when I first activated, it was astrology, and then quantum astrology is what it was shown to me as. But by that point, us doomsday seeds had been activated, and then it probably was like 6 months later that they were loading us up to take us to the dark side. Now, at that point, myself did not fully understand what was going on, but I also know that I had, in a way, signed up to do all of this. But, now I know I've been kept in your planet, Terry system, so long, and it's a solar system. And also because in this lifetime, I had come here and come back in order to go into the planetary system, into the solar system, because I had been made with the highest DNA of all royals, of all whatever, as the AB negative, to be able to reactivate it, the solar system, with all of you to be in it hiding so that when AI came, it trigger us. And oh boy, Nelly, it did. Now, I slept a little bit because this is the highest the consciousness and I mean the human existence has ever gone. With all the hurricanes and stuff, it's really hard for me to take a measurement of where we are right now. It's confusing because I haven't had direct contact with anybody in the military, which is the problem. All of your top generals, all of your top pharma, all of your Rothschild bullshit. I know the Queen Elizabeth didn't know because as soon as she died, she found out that I was here and because they was lying to her. The problem is they just don't want to let me out of their system because I did the job so well with all of you that they kept me locked in there. And this lifetime has been on repeat. I mean, I even just found my grandmother had made me a cross stitch thing, and I'd been moving it around as a key here as I'm uncoiling and also all the electric connections and everything that's hinged on me over here, especially since like 3 or 4 days ago when that L bolt hit me, because that L bolt lightning that everybody's seeing now, that hit me here in Cloneville, because those sequences exist, and then if you're the only one walking it and they send something, then it's going to get you. The reason Hawaii got hit is because my codes went there, but they wouldn't let me go there. If I would have been there, that wouldn't have happened because it would have hit me. But instead, the government was sending mimics. They were trying to steal. They still are. There's someone has my passport. It's linked to Bitcoin because what they were doing to me was, because I had all the royal connections, I had the Binion connections, I had the Mormon connections, I had the Vegas connections. I've been in so many celebrities that I can't even, because they were buying and selling, those years that we weren't doing big flips. It's like they'd pull me off the shelf and put me in the game, and then all of a sudden my life's going berserk. I'm getting hit by stuff, tracked, and I just had to figure it out all on my own. And that's the problem, because they're not. For a long time, I was in isolation because I was the planetary system. Then I was in isolation because I was having to rebuild the DNA sequences. But every single person that they put into my life, even everybody on here, every single chart that I did, it's like, FYI, they sent y'all to me in order to build a giant demon. And I didn't know that now it worked because we had to clear all those DNA strands and we had to put back together the cosmic web. But the thing is, it was all in a controlled environment. It wasn't natural. It the way it was written to be, because I was your technology and I should not be on here right now with 0 followers. See, this is where this is a complete genocide attempt, because they know. My GoDaddy domains, Google's on it. Google's running off my GoDaddy domain. They say I don't own it. AT&T still running my phone number that I set up the telecom with. Problem is, they hit me with the car to spin the sun in Texas on Tennyson Drive in front of Beale Bank, which is known as Trump's bank. And when they did, they bound all of the energy here in Dallas in the $29 billion mile of roads. And then my life was never the same after that. It's been constant, constant, constant since 2007. Constant. Right now, I slept a little bit, but we're pulling M13, and it's trippy energy out there because it's so deep subconscious. And it's also the first time that I've been up there with all of you below me, which is pushing me up to see deeper as well. And what we're doing is just clearing that space. What it looks like to me is that and this blows my mind, because it looks like we have not been under a Centauri sun for a long time. I mean, realize that I walked all of this from the inside out. I was your solar system. That's why I'm the G. I'm the G inside every planet, and because of the Big Bang, and because they had me trapped. You know, the reason I was able to be your planetary system is because I was the original dragon that got thrown down here. And boom. But also the human race was lost and so close to extinction. I mean, it so we had to go higher because they're still messing with me. And listen, all this is happening in the entire world because they're messing with me. I need everyone to understand that. Those men marching right now, they're marching for me. The ones that are leading the police on wild chases, they're doing it for me, because y'all don't understand that AI took over your entire world and gridded it to a false reality. And I mean, every single one of your light poles, every single one of your telecom connections. This is why that gas thing happened. But I knew something was going to happen, because whenever I left Louisiana, the whole thing was a mess. Everything is connected now. All the lasers that are hitting buildings, all of that is happening because of me. And I've been screaming it over here for how long now? And everybody's given their power to Trump. I'm not going to live through another public lynching because the people don't have my face. I just command it one. And I delete all power from anybody else that is attempting to run another Barnabas, because it is what's happening right now, and I won't allow it. Realize that I'm the only reason that your planet wasn't exploded a while back, because the entities that came to get me off of here, I stayed behind to help y'all. Because they's just going to get me and blow it up. Now, I've done that. I've pulled out the human race. I pulled all of y'all up. I repelled your goddamn planet so many fucking times that I'm out at M13 right now. The whole thing's blowing up. Everything that I did in order to make sure, and even had to sacrifice my son. How many times? so that I could ensure that I stay alive and the whole world doesn't lose consciousness, well, it's not going to be allowed anymore. Like I don't know what's going to happen the next 7 days, but I can tell you from the astronomy, we've been holding this kite. Venus, I was your Venus. I was. I'm not anymore. Thank fucking God. I'm not in your planetary system at fucking all. That's why everything's going boom shaka Khan. This wasn't Jesus Christ. This was Jesus Christ on meatballs. And that is the fucking truth. Like, what the hell? I arise as a dead person. No, nothing. I arise as a fucking pharaoh. Nothing. I arise as a dragon. Fucking nothing. I arise as Christ. You see me fucking flying everywhere in the sky. And everybody knows it's me. But I've got 00 on my phone right now. I'm further ahead. I know that too. I mean, like, realize where I am right now, I'm the only one here. Because I had to go pole way out of M13. There's only a few vessels that I can now come through. And most likely, they're not going to share. And I won't have to look like them. No, because I am your Arxiad. I'm your Arxiad princess. I have been down here for billions of years. But never as myself. It had become so. Every pixel on the screen came from my body. DTCC, I want you shut down. IAC, you need to hand over the keys to me if you want your internet to run. I'm watching you do video games of the exact laboratory shit that y'all did to me, and you are literally attempting from doing that with subliminal messaging to core everybody. There's a galactic demon living over there in the Clark Axiom house. And Amelia Clark, I need to speak to you fucking immediately, or else your fucking light might go out. You're Mark Clark, whatever the hell balls in this Game of Thrones bullshit that I'm dealing with media compounds and what they've done with my stories that are still airing right now, that are still fucking all this up. Like, this is why you're about to all have a blackout. But none of it had to happen. None of it. None of it. And I will not be blamed for it. And you will not blame me for it. No damn way in hell. Braun was involved. Everybody needs to get over it. Trump did this. Trump did this. Now, it gets mighty confusing up in the fucking AB lab, and Obama definitely did it first. I mean, the White House has not been secure since fucking Nixon. Duh. I mean, that's who's running your world right now. Is the MJ-12 squad from the dark side of the moon, sun, whatever the hell balls, that had me trapped in a lab everywhere, doing God knows what to me. They'd send in people to fuck me, like literally. Literally. I'm just glad I'm free at this point, but the world and all these storms and everything else, I mean, it's because I came out of your planet. It's because I came out of New Orleans and I came out of your electrical system. And then I had to come out of your ocean floor. Today, my throat hurts right now because wherever they had me bound with the needles, with whatever they fucking put in my neck like Frankenstein when I was 11, I basically, I think the hurricane ripped it. I ripped myself free. I've cut off my own legs. I've cut off my own arms. Last week, I had to, or this week, no, whenever I was in New Orleans, I had to order them to rip off my jaw. And then that's why I had to body jump with some dude driving down the fucking highway. I'm not even kidding you. Right now, I have dresses all over my room hanging up. I'm not supposed to even be stepping on the floor because of all the magnetism and current that's underneath the floor. This is why you had to carry us in Egypt. And that really should be what I was doing right now. But, I mean, I've got 9 or 10 people out of 1 billion that are even hearing me, and most of it's on TikTok. Off an internet system that was built with my body and plugged in with a current that was built off my body. And all y'all are juiced up with pharmaceuticals to make you not hear me that was taken from my body. And that's 2018. They had a full-on blood conference over there when I did that Zaza thing when the Antares energy came in and they locked me in hell. Right now, the sun is going through Rigel, the fucking nest of them. So I just want to remind everybody that's why I came on here. Because this level of shadow is really, 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 really hardcore. And I know if I'm feeling it way up here after all that and we trapped a demon on a plane today. And that wasn't a meme. But I mean, the amount of setup that I've had to do to corner these fucking demons and basically get them into one body so that we can at least get them off the streets. But yeah, demon, if you're not watching my TikTok, you're missing it. Because I definitely can't do it over here on MeTube. Which, by the way, Trump stole my login keys 2012, my timeline. Right before they stole all the moon contracts and built you an Elon Musk off an R100 $30 Motorola thing that all the companies had on their computers, and they were mirroring y'all's shit all in the beginning of 2010. Now I know. I got all the details on all of it. All of it. All the way up through the crowns. All of it. Charlie, you need to step aside. Charlie, this is your mess. I need to be crowned immediately, and everyone knows it. So whoever crowns me first, that's where I'm heading. This is a global issue. This is not a his or her. This is not Democrat, Republican. This is not color. This is, we need to save the fucking human race. It's why I was here. And you have no idea how close it was that y'all almost went lights out. My mission was to save the human race. I knew at one point we had 250 million. We have more than that now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But it's because I had to go toe to toe with Mim by myself and battle this whole thing, and I'm just not gonna do it anymore. everybody wants to silo in their organizations and say this, and that. But I mean, I don't know, y'all. I guess only Jesus appears in the sky. Like, I'm really confused right now. And then my ex-husband's still sending me shit, trying to act like I'm crazy. Okay. Yeah, right. Go have a Pizza Hut and you're fixing to, everybody in Texas fixing to fall in the damn. Texas is so fucked because y'all let Saudi come build their fucking bullshit over. It's like they plastered, just like in New Orleans on those bricks. They just put they put some Middle Eastern crack house plastering to be able to connect to Saudi. But it's all over Dallas, Texas. It's all over Houston, Texas. You can damn straight know that. I mean, I was thinking San Marcos might be the new coast, but shitballs, the way it's looking right now, Dallas, I might be sitting on oceanfront property right here at Crossroads. The sun's going through there, and then Venus, and I'll add there, when we came back here, if I wouldn't have been able to get on the phone from New Orleans to here, then Texas would have been completely gone. What I need all the elites to understand, and the CIA and whoever the fuck, because the government's had me this whole time. PhD 5's the one who put me in the chamber. He reported to Eisenhower. That little cross stitch that I had, I looked on the back, 1916. And then they had made an 8 over the 1. Venus is going direct on, thank goodness it's Friday. Lord. This was Venus's retro. I mean, this was all of us feminines that rose up and said, no fucking way, not my child, not my people, not my land. There ain't one man that did a lick of shit but attack us. And they did it again today. And at every corner, we beat their ass so fucking bad that became a big deal, because then they didn't want to admit that we beat them. Well, you no longer have that option because you can't birth planets. And you're not the ones that were being sold to do it, were you now? You were the ones making the bread and wine and feeding the swine, correct? Venus is going to go all the way to 12. Be interesting to see where she finally stops, because 12, but man, I don't even know if we're going to be able to go back that far. I don't think that anything fucking exists back further than, I don't even know right now. Like, this is blowing my mind. Because Venus, this whole Venus transit is showing us how this got started. Well, I can't wait to see the ending on Friday. Then I believe it is the next day, if not 2 days later, that then Jupiter goes retro. So Jupiter in reverse is blessings. But we birthed a new Jupiter. We birthed new moons. We had to rebirth the whole thing. The thing is, then they started filling y'all in them. They started filling up the planets. So, I mean, I don't know. We don't need the planets. We really don't, when we have conscious humans. And at this point, it's like best for the whole fucking solar system to blow up, so that the unconscious ones that have no fucking place and no connection, because realize all the generational connections have also been established. And I mean, we've got all the people. But whenever I got here in 2017, and then by the time the astronomy started hitting, in 2018, and I started doing numbers because I did the numbers in the Bible. I finished the Bible. I finished the Bible in your internet. That's why I have control of all three things. That's why I'm able to do this. They should have walked over here, pulled up in front, said, "You won," and walked me to the White House because I had all the connections to all of it. And Staten Island needs to be cleared. Instead, they've got gangsters living on your financial grids. And then they're porting immigrants there. I mean, it's blatant genocide coming from every single government that's down here. Germany, your fucking shit's cracking now. Well, that's because y'all tried to double down on some Betty I don't know what. Like, every single one of them sent ops to me. Nobody sent. I should have been meeting with the tops of everybody. No, everybody sent me their trash because they thought that they could kill me and take, and I don't even know. Like, why? Why? You want fake everything forever just so you can pretend to be somebody that you're not? What if you're more than what you think you are? I mean, it's the most ignorant bullshit I've ever witnessed. Ever. Like, the amount of, like, you're the lost root race. We had to go into hell 4 times to fucking get a connection. Ends up, y'all's at the bottom. A goddamn tartar is fixing to go off into source. None of y'all got any goddamn scruples on this shit. Y'all don't even remember that I'm the G. These muckheads have been shrouding themselves so long, they don't even remember the true reason of why they did it all. Evidently. The ancestors are like beyond themselves. That's why we're just like, fuck it. We'll Shirley Temple Walt Disney this bitch. And by the way, the things that you're seeing in the sky of Jesus and shit blowing up, oh, it's real. It's very real. Y'all are seeing the angelic and demon war that's been going on down here for 22 years in a bunch of AI grids. So it's all manifesting, and it really did happen. And those characters really were here. All of them. All of them. I was wondering when it was going to hit because, I mean, if it goes on up there, it's got to hit the main stage. It's got to hit y'all's eyes. And holy crap. I mean, realize we hadn't even... It's been nothing but space wars for 22 years. But y'all are just now getting to the level that you're seeing. Each time we had to blow the doors open. But the problem is, then that means we've got to go 4 layers into your core of your planet. Because it's your internal core and your plumbing system, not this surface that you're walking on. So it will no longer be allowed for me to be hidden. Realize that they also made me your devil. Like, that's why they weren't scared of me, because they knew that it was me. That's why that seat stayed open so long, because they knew it was me. The Democrats, all umbrella, but they's making, I mean, that's what they's doing. That's what that whole thing that went down happened from my son's bedroom. That's what they did to my son. Realize I found out I'm only 2 years older than Rex. He's been my brother this whole time. I knew that. But I had to come in backwards. I mean, I'm really only like 15 right now. Per current. I mean, on other timelines, I'm like, well, on one timeline, I'm only like not even a day old. On another one, I'm like, I don't know. I think I finally made it 5 or 6 days since New Orleans, because I had 2 rebirths in New Orleans alone. But I was coming back. I was coming backwards, and he was made in a lab in order to catch me, and that's why they took him from me. That's why they I don't know what they did to Momoa. I don't fucking care. Delete him from my line. I don't give a shit. But unbind me from your fucking family. If you decided to sell me out to the devil and carve me up, I was 600 years planted into your family line in order to save Hawaii, and you kind of fucked that up. I don't give a fuck about these migger Hollywood wizards. I need the people that their families bound me to their lines this whole fucking time to do this, to show up now. The world ain't gonna be exploding to bits. There's no way I'm gonna fucking allow it. And what is absolutely insane about this is like nobody's wanting to come to my door. Well, whoever gets to my door and brings me in proves who you are. And then you're cut in. Realize I'm about to get handed everything. Every single charity, any type of money that's left. We put Triple Crown again. This kite that's holding your astronomy proves it with 3 distinct bottom lines. This is about the human race. It's about what we need to do next. We all know how to fix this. This is why this is absolutely absurd. So, I just wanted to come on and say that. And I don't know what's going to happen next, but I do know that my heart is broken into a gazillion pieces because of it. What's been done to me. Me. What I've been blamed for, what they've tried to set me up, how many times they've killed me. Locking that girl up in Kentucky, chaining her to the fucking shit because I moved that weight at the AC hotel. And then you got Elon Musk pissed off because he's having to pick up a 45-pound weight and put it over his head because he'd rather sit there and think about it and make robots instead of doing real space travel, because none of y'all have any idea how to create out here at all. At all, obviously. Everything's blowing up. I'm the only one who knows how to fucking do this shit. I'm the one who's been doing it this whole time. But they had me chained down as your goddamn planet and forcing me to do it. Well, I don't have to. Right now, as far as I'm concerned, there's one person in this world that gives a shit about me. And she's the one who came down here to the Netherlands and helped me get out of New Orleans and free my leg and get me out of the bottom of the ocean. The amount of sacrifice that I've done for every fucking being down here. I just can't stand it anymore.